Okay, this is kind of rude to ask, but we've been quarantined for what, 300 days?
Feels like.
Is that your natural hair color?
You know, I'm born with it. Sometimes it's Maybelline. Sometimes you're born with it. I'm one of those.
Both.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's Maybelline, you're right.
Maybe no. Maybe
Oh, you know what?
Maybe it's Maybelline.
You know what we forgot to do? Let's get.
Oh
let's
my
get
gosh.
Just because we know we've been sanitizing and we know we've been here for 364 days.
You gotta go up to the bow.
Up to the bow. At least the bow.
You know, you're right. I don't know how long it's been.
It feels just like yesterday because I love doing the few with all y'all.
I do too. I'm losing track of time and days.
Yeah, but it's
Sleep
never felt
patterns
better.
are weird.
It's never felt better though.
But is it June?
Is it June yet? Is that a mail-in?
Hey, you know what? If you know what month it is, send it in. The address is below. We want to hear what month you think it is.
Tell
We're
us
not
what
sure.
day it is. Day, time, month. How do you feel?
We'll take it.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, since we're here today, be here now. What do we have on the show today?
Oh, on
We got a great
today's-
show.
We have a great show. Ooh.
Tell us about it.
One of my very good friends, Jared Packard, is here to talk about his show Sissy that was at the Generator Space at Amplify Arts. It was amazing, and we're gonna talk about it. We're just gonna chill.
Well, okay. I know we always have an artist, but we have a little special, kind of a DIY crafter in the house today. They've been quarantined with us for a little while. Her name's Claudia. She's the lead cheerleader right here at Benson High School, and she's going to be here to tell you a little bit about what she's been doing for the quarantine and how she's made a few new friends. You know what I'm saying?
You're in for a treat.
And it's not us,
You're not alone.
but it is us. But also some of the new friends.
Yeah.
All right,
Look at the
so
basket.
should we get to it?
Let's
Get
get
to
to
it.
it.
Let's bring up our artist, Jared. Come on up.
Come on up. I'm honored and touched and aroused to be here. This is fantastic.
Us too. We haven't seen any new people in such a long time.
Arousal, what's that?
I was gonna have this look. I mean, where'd you get your hair from?
Is that your natural hair color too? So, let's break the ice. Let's get to it. Have you ever been on a webisode?
You know, I've never been on a webisode.
This
is my first time.
Have you
I'm a little bit nervous.
Have you watched a
little bit
webisode
excited.
before?
I don't know that I have.
Do you know what it is?
No.
Define a webisode for us.
A short, tight, concise treat of entertainment via web.
That's great.
That's also what my dating profile is. On Tinder.
Tight and concise.
On the web.
That's
Spiders.
hashtag the few.
Well, welcome to our webisode. We're glad that you could join
We're
us.
so happy. Well, what has been going on? What have you been doing during your quarantine? Have you had any struggles during your quarantine?
Name them. Really, my primary form of coping has been a pint of ice cream a day keeps depression away.
Yes.
And that's really been working for me. You know, pulling the patch just to release whatever dopamine I can squeeze out to keep
You mean
it
pageant shows?
What?
Pageant shows.
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
Seamstress?
Sam, I love it. I love it.
I know what you mean.
You know who I think is gonna have a budding career
Who's that?
after all this is said and done? Dentists. Because
Oh.
all those sugary, sweet treats we all are eating. And I keep just eating until I fall asleep and forget to brush my teeth.
Is that what happened today?
I'm gonna get a cavity. Yes. A few cavities, if you will.
Well, I guess that brings us to our first question.
Yeah.
If you had to choose sex, drugs, or childhood trauma,
I think that's pretty
It's a good question. I'm gonna have to go with childhood trauma because that shit you can overcome via therapy.
Or
So what-
sex and drugs.
So, have you been working through any personal therapeutic things? What have you been doing to kind of like just stay really positive other than just eating?
Yeah, great question, great question. I've really been trying to find like a balance of like firmness and gentleness in terms of just like self-regulation and trying to like kick yourself in the ass when you're feeling like apathetic and don't want to do anything. Like go on a run, do something positive that's going to feel fulfilling. But then also being gentle when you're like, I feel like shit, and I'm gonna just wallow and really own that. You know.
That was actually the first 3 episodes we taped of the few. It was a lot of wallowing, but great. Well, tell us a little bit about, so, this quarantine's been really hard for all of us. Lots of things have been canceled, postponed, kind of put on pause for right now. So how has this affected you? Have you had anything that has been kind of postponed?
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Great question.
They're all great questions.
This is especially
We're hinting at a few.
I thought it needed to be acknowledged.
We just have a few of the good ones.
So recently I curated a show that titled Sissy, featuring 6 artists at the Generator
Visual.
Space. Yeah, and I couldn't bring the show to show you, but I did bring some props and experiences.
Let's
So
see
I
it.
brought you
Let's
some
experience.
gifts. Part of the show is like this cool takeaway poster. So you guys are all welcome to take one.
Oh my
this
gosh!
is awesome.
Oh my
On one
gosh.
side, you will see a painting that has been put on the poster by Walker Green.
Yes.
And can we not do?
No, it's fine.
And on the other side is an interview between one of the artists in my show, Matt Morris, who's based in Chicago, and Jared Ledesma, who's the assistant curator at the Des Moines Arts Center.
Oh my
This is
gosh.
amazing.
Yeah, so what I really liked about this poster is that like on one hand it represents kind of like a blunt in your face attitude towards like addressing gender expression and overcoming oppression, and on the back side is a more like thoughtful, scholarly conversation. So like I really wanted to kind of balance both of those insights into one topic and one thing.
That's awesome. So, just the opening of the show wasn't able to happen, but the show is currently happening right now. Are there any plans for it to be an e-show, or have you done some sort of
So
e-show?
we did a virtual tour actually just released today. So follow the link on the bottom of the screen.
It'll
Yeah.
be in the
Was
comments.
it on Instagram?
Oh, was that?
Was it on Instagram or is it on
It
Instagram?
was on Instagram. It has now been living on
Now
a website
live on the site.
at Amplify Arts, which is the organization that runs Generator Space.
Hi, Andy and Caitlin.
I love them. Support them too. Here's a link.
So the other thing I forgot.
Link.
The other thing I
Is
forgot
this
to
Zelda?
mention-
Because I just see a bottle. Like,
The other thing I want to share with you guys is I'm actually wearing one of the works of art right now.
let's see it.
It's
More
not for
fashion.
seeing, it's for smelling.
What?
Let's smell
Yeah.
it!
So what the work of art is a perfume. So if you get up close, but not too close.
Walked you?
Everyone
like
watching at
walk.
home. Everyone watching at
Smell
home.
it.
You
Get
can
close
kind
to
of
the
gather.
screen.
And for those of us who can't,
I'll be walking it towards the
experience
screen.
Will you share some of the characteristics of
Yeah.
that?
Well, I don't know. Can you smell it? Maybe you can.
I'm getting those notes of
Get it some
cherry and
fruit,
stone fruits.
floral.
lavender.
I like to think of it as like an elegant old world white wine. Think like creamy and buttery, but like vanilla
Oh.
ice cream meets
Something
like
you want to eat.
yeah, meets like tobacco. So there's like some notes that are like conventionally gendered as like female maybe, and then there's
Yeah.
also notes that are so like I'm really interested in perfume as a way of like in the context of fine art because it's ephemeral. There's like no objecthood that you can interact with, right? And so
Yeah.
one of the things about the show that I was really excited about pursuing was that it's privileging like non-objects. So there's a lot of sound art in it. There's things that have like a reserved aesthetic. Typically we think of like queerness as like a very in-your-face signifiers. Conventional signifiers are like rainbows, bondage, leather. Like we think of paintings with like naked bodies in it, right? And so I was interested in something that's like a more quiet or reserved aesthetic as a way of kind of commemorating or thinking about the silencing and the erasure of queer people historically. And so how can the way that you interact with an object, like smelling and having that like intimate moment of proximity, how can that be a queer experience? How can something that invites a different kind of engagement talk about queerness?
Did you make the perfume?
I did not. This is a perfume by the artist Matt Morris, who's
wow.
also interviewed on this poster.
Yeah.
I will say, just with being in quarantine, like I've never wanted that experience more. Like I think that's what's even more important about the work now is that we can't see it, and so like for me, I'm just like, sign me up. I gotta get there as soon as we can all come out again. Like it just sounds like an awesome experience to have. So. Ooh,
Appreciate you.
I'm
Chills,
curious.
goosebumps.
I'm curious to hear how you translate those sensations into a digital form.
Yeah, great question. And one we haven't had to think about until
Yeah.
recently. So I think we're all kind of contending with what that means right now.
Yeah.
And it's funny because it's like a double-edged sword. On one hand, there's things that are lost in that translation. On the other hand, like it forced me to do a virtual tour, and now people who are not here in Omaha have access to that show.
Yeah. So, okay, we're gonna give you some clues and questions.
Hold on. Are you comfortable? I feel like you've
I'm
been
like-
doing a lot of like throat things.
I just had like a little bit of it
You're
itchy.
a little dry. Would you like to
You're dry. Did you have
Oh,
water in
that'd
your
be-
cup?
wet it up?
No, I don't
Have you
anything.
tried the Few vodka yet?
Oh no, I would love to try some.
This is a, how many times distilled?
Quadruple.
50? Quadruple. A few times at least.
But it tastes like 50.
Ready? And just watch how it pours. Look at that. Oh, what a
That is
stream.
Oh, yes.
What a stream. Don't you feel like you're taken to a whole nother place?
I feel like I'm just in
And
quarantine.
just 2 shots of vodka later, and you're in quarantine.
Transcendent.
Smooth, right? Smooth. Silky.
And
Wow.
10% of proceeds go to the Humane Society.
That's why we got this pup here.
That's the only reason he's there.
So let's get
Thanks
to okay.
for sitting in on
Everybody,
this.
let's do the Omaha quiz.
The quiz.
It's the quiz.
Quiz time.
It's the quiz.
Name this place. It's in the woods. It's surrounded by raccoons and feral cats. And you eat fried chicken there.
The few.
I don't know. Oh wait, no, I do. Alpine Lodge.
I was ready to get the red X
Right?
Yeah, check. Win. Okay, alright. Good job. Alpine Link. You have Alpine. Support them.
Yeah, you have 1 point.
And by the way, the answers are not on these cue cards.
Okay.
Nothing's on these.
That's not true.
You've got some.
Invisible ink. Okay. What is millionaire, the Oracle of Omaha, Warren Buffett's favorite restaurant? It's a good one. They've got Piano Tuesdays or whatever.
Double Jeopardy. Double Jeopardy.
All or nothing. Because I don't know.
La Bouvette.
That's.
That's a great choice, but it's not his favorite. His favorite is actually Garot's.
Rats, yes.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I knew that.
He's my neighbor, so.
Gang.
I think we have something pretty special next. Because all of our segments are very special. It's time to answer some questions.
Is the mail here?
Mail's here.
Mail's here. Mail time.
These are questions actually from our audience out there, since we don't have a live audience in here since we're under quarantine. So, JP helped us last time, so I'm going to let him lead off.
Who's that letter from?
If a fruit made bird. No, what?
What is it?
I don't
I
know.
think there's not a bad question. There's no thing is a bad
Okay,
question.
well then I think it's just in another language. Here, let me get that translated for you.
There's not.
I've been using my Duolingo.
She's playing jokes on me. She's like, hey, open the mailbox.
It's the way.
The letter can't even read the letter.
Turns out they're all
It's the
Croatian.
blonde. It's the blonde.
I'm being framed.
And here we have more fun. It says right here, okay, if y'all were a fruit, what kind of fruit would you be and why? This one is from Shania, from somewhere in Canada.
Shania.
Shania T from Canada.
That don't impress me very much.
Impresses me a little bit that someone we know named Shania T would be writing into us.
Shania T. I gotcha.
Okay.
Sounds like I went to high school with her.
I would have to be a blueberry. I'm just like
Bloob.
just like a summer bloob, you know, because like sometimes
I think they're a spring fruit.
Is it no?
Springberry.
Is it spring?
I don't know.
A spring blue. Because like I feel like there are equal parts, or there's an equal chance of getting like a tart, sassy one, or like a sweet, juicy one.
Wow, that's good.
Dang.
Okay.
All right. Alex.
I would be a seedless red grape because there'll be a bunch of me.
Here you go, joke on me.
There'll be a bunch of me, and you're just pluck me right off the stem and pop me in your mouth, and I'm gonna be super juicy. And I can make wine. I don't know.
I gotta get some of this.
Will you pluck me off a piece of that?
Yeah, I think we all need a little bit right now.
Thank you.
Get it there.
I'd see a pumpkin. I don't know.
That's.
What do you mean you don't know? And why?
I like Halloween.
That's a fruit.
I get to put on a costume. I get to wear a mask.
Or gourd's fruit.
Yeah, seeds.
I don't think gourds are fruit.
Seeds. Pumpkins
I
are
think they are fruit.
seeds.
Is that what if it is a seed?
The fruit contains the seeds. I think it's a fruit.
Don't vegetables?
Fruits.
You're gonna be a pumpkin?
If you know
Yes.
if something is a
And
vegetable,
tell us,
then
please,
send it
educate
in.
them,
Send
right?
us in a letter. We want
If
to
you
know.
think a pumpkin's a fruit, right?
Fruits have seeds.
Text pumpkin to
Let me tell you anything.
220-220.
They are a vegetable.
They're fruits because it's got seeds inside.
Okay, well then all seeds are fruits.
I don't believe that's how that works.
Hashtag
No?
all seeds are fruits.
Okay, what would I be? A fruit. Probably fruit by the foot. It's delicious.
Ooh.
I love its chemical flavor. Gives you
Keeps rolling out.
keeps rolling. Gives you just what you want.
Foots of it. 6 feet actually. I think in a roll. Are they 6 feet in a roll?
That's hard to say. But that's my favorite fruit.
That's how we measure our distance.
Thank you, Shania T, for that question.
Canada is so crazy. Jeez, there's so many here.
Is that someone's homemade zine?
It is. Remember last week we asked for homemade zines and we have this Coro Choose Your Own Adventure zine. It looks like
Lazy boy.
really cool. So you can do a.
There's a
variety.
robin's breast.
Look, it's like a cruise line on the top. And the rest in the middle.
A bird watcher's delight.
A little lavender on the bottom.
It's
kind
like
of
a guide to
relaxing.
spring. It's a guide to spring.
Oh my gosh, we literally have the best fans in the world. It's like they're our BFFs.
I
Wow.
would say they are.
Yeah.
Even though they're maybe not like an avocado or like a real fruit.
Nuts.
This is awesome. Thank you. Where's this from?
We'll never know.
Oh, this one's from
We'll never know.
Anonymous. We love
You
it.
can
Thank
send
you so
anonymous.
much.
That's right. Thank you, anonymous.
Okay, but we'd like to have your name because we want to talk about you on the show. We will be right back with our star cheerleader, Claudia, from Benson High School in just a minute so you can learn how to make the most out of your few friends right here on
The
Few.
Hi everybody, it's me, Claudia!
Yay!
I am so excited to be here, but I hate being on quarantine. And I hate missing all my friends. And that's why I'm here today to show you how to make quarantine friends. Yeah. I have today my good friend Jared to come and make friends with me. Come on down, Jared.
Jared!
Hey, Claudia.
Hey, babe. It's so good to see you.
You look great today.
Thank you. You look great too. Are you ready to make some friends?
I am ready.
Have you ever made fruit friends before?
I have not. I don't know where to start.
Well, all we need is a marker and any fruit that you have around the house.
Oh, there's a little lemon right here.
Perfect. Do you have a marker?
I do. Do you?
Rah, yes I do. Woo, quarantine. Having fun.
So much.
Perfect. Okay, so if you want to take the lid off my marker, I'll show you exactly what to do. Perfect. So first you take a fruit. If you hold that fruit still, I'll show you. You just draw like a face right on there. And then you just put like a smile on it if you want a happy friend, or like a frown if you want a sad friend. And maybe some eyebrows and some hair on there. And there you go, a best friend.
I got a best friend. This is a very expressive best friend.
Oh, a sad friend. It looks like you.
Hey now, it's not a sad friend, it's a fun friend.
Arg.
Well, why don't you try? What
Okay.
kind of friend do you want to make?
I think I'm gonna make an angsty friend because sometimes it's helpful to have a friend who can express what you're feeling inside.
I agree.
Talk about it.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure, pirate.
Do you have a boyfriend?
I do not. No.
Oh, are you a fruit friend?
Am I a fruit friend?
You know.
Yes, I am very much.
He's a real boy.
I know. I think we're all hoping for a Corona boo these days.
Yeah, if I had a boyfriend, he would look like this right here.
Yeah, and
I like him
that
because
is
he's
the
handsome.
spitting
He
image
smiles a lot,
of
and I love
handsomeness.
laughing.
So this is
I love having fun.
this is my friend.
What's your friend's name?
His name is Limon.
Lamone. That's
Oh.
so French. That's so Okay, wait. Let's do this. Let's do a scene from a movie. I've always wanted to do a French movie with a guy named Lamone.
Okay.
Okay.
Bonjour, Claudia.
Hi, Lamone. Oh, be cool. Hello. Bonjour, Lamone.
You're looking so beautiful today.
I love you too.
My color of the skin matches your hair. It's meant to be.
Oh, I think so.
Is this really French kiss?
May I put my tongue in your mouth?
Oh yes! Oh, it's
Like, come
amazing! Yes! Oh, cinema! Cinema! Cinema!
That was the most romantic kiss I've ever made.
Yes, that was transcendent.
Yes, let's get married.
Okay,
I love you.
I love you too.
End scene. Perfect.
That was
Jay.
Wow,
I didn't know you were
great.
such an actress.
I didn't know you know how to act.
Method acting,
That's
Claudia.
so great. Well, I'm so happy that you came and made a friend with me today, and I hope we can still be friends.
Oh, Claudia, you know it.
Yeah, and maybe we can make a movie sometime. And you all out there watching The View can make a movie and a friend too. So, just take any food around your house and make a friend and make a movie and send it to us at bffomaha.org/The View and check out our movies next week.
Can't wait to see those films, guys.
Me too. Thanks, Jared.
Bye, Claudia. Bye, Pirates.
Bye.
As out.
Gosh, what an episode!
Man, this was such a great episode, don't you think, Claudia? She really does. We thank you so much, Claudia, for being on here today. You did an awesome job. We're so happy to have you on here. And a special thanks to Jared for being our guest artist. Thanks for being here this week. I think we're just so happy to be bringing you all this quarantine entertainment.
Yeah, and I want you to make sure that you're checking out all the links at the bottom of the screen and supporting all those wonderful people that need our help and our support through these times. Make sure you check out Jared's show on Instagram and just keep sending in your letters. We have loved just getting to know you through all these years and the decades that we've been here and The Few. I just think it's important for me to announce that I'm retiring from The Few after 2,000 episodes. I think it's time that I step aside and
Hey, it's okay.
I just want to wish you all the best.
We're gonna miss you.
You know, and just ever since I got this hair, like things have been better, and I'm ready to move on. I'm just ready to move on.
Not arguing.
Yep.
I guess that makes it even fewer now.
So is there a spot opening?
Yeah, well, actually, if you're interested in taking JP's spot on The Few, send in all of your video recordings,
Auditions.
yeah. Right at the address below, and we'll consider you. Let's play some of those next week, don't you
We're
think?
gonna have a new show called Project Wrong Way, and you might be a contender on it.
It's hard to say, but thank you so much for being here, Jared. Thank you,
Thank
Claudia.
you, Jared.
I know she's a little
Thank
bit
you,
torn up right
Claudia.
now. She and JP were just. I guess we'll see you
Have
next
fun out
week.
there when you're alone at home.
Yeah. Take a friend, save a friend. We'll see you next week on
The Few.